In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, we're going to tell you how to make $7,000 a day on social media. And it's a little weird.
And on the flip side, we tell you why Super Mario may have been lying to you your entire life. And is there ever an acceptable time to break glass? Mike, hit the music.
Boys and girls, children of all ages, but preferably enough where it's suitable for parent guidance. Welcome to another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. It's time to gather around in front of that radio that you all listen to, and it's time to listen to another soothing voices of Matt and Mike. Obviously, I am the Mike with a mic, and with me is the Matt with the mic. Matt with the mic, how are you? How are things?
I'm pretty good. Can't complain. I do have to say, Mike and I were texting a little bit today. Really loved that we just kind of gave each other a vibe check in the middle of the day. We were talking about recording, and he was like, "You good?" I was like, "Yeah." "You good?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, cool." That's listen. Sometimes you just need a quick vibe check in the middle of the day.
Hell yeah!
Check in on your friends. Just give them a quick vibe check. See how they're doing. See if they need someone to talk to. If they're real excited about something. Always gotta check in on each other.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like we barely text. I mean, unless something like catastrophic happens within the day, but I feel like we don't text during the work day per se, unless it's, like I said, something like catastrophic at work that happened. Like, oh my goodness. Well, guess what? I did a backflip today. Not that I would ever do that, but something like that. Right, yeah. Matt?
I just pet a dog today.
I just pet a dog.
That's sick. Yeah, but no, I really enjoyed that. I think that we gotta do that more often.
Matt, I do have a confession to make with that text conversation.
Oh, okay.
My "you good" was more so, "are you good to record?"
Oh.
Okay. But I did appreciate the translation of a vibe check, which I was cracking up. He's like, "You good?" I'm like, "Oh wait, yeah, like I'm good." And then so vibe check, certainly a thing to work with. So, but I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Matt. Appreciate you letting me know. Last week was a wild episode, let me tell you.
It was something.
It was a dream because literally I thought to myself, okay, what was last week's episode? And like I felt like I don't even remember the half of it because of how wild it was.
I feel like we recorded that like a month ago too. I don't know why. It just feels like so long since we recorded. It's only been a week.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great time having Jake on again. Circumstances that may arise, and we have still some amazing guests that will appear on later on in the episodes to come. So, Matt, let's dive into some crazy news story today. And I don't want to say crazy. I want to say quite normal. I will say to drop your socks and grab your Crocs because it's about to get wet.
I don't have my Crocs on me.
Well, that's okay. I actually need to take my socks off because I was getting hot. So
okay, I still have my work socks on. Actually, if you're interested in seeing, yeah.
Get it. Let me see. Oh, look at that flexibility. Look at those. Are those fish?
Those are tigers.
Tigers. Oh my God. You okay?
Yeah.
So you need to stretch.
That's a breath. Blue socks with tigers on. If people are not watching on YouTube,
there you go. That's good stuff. All right. Yeah. So literally drop your socks and grab your Crocs. It's about to get wet. I don't mean that, but Matt, I know we like being on the TikTok.
Yes, I will say I've kind of drifted away towards TikTok. I don't run on it too much as we used to be. But it's still entertaining from time to time. Definitely a wild place.
Yes, you don't know what you'll get. Mm-hmm. Life is like TikTok's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're gonna get. Matt, we've entered into the live streaming phase before it was cool on TikTok. We were on Twitch, obviously. We're still on Twitch, twitch.tv/funnybusinessen. That's where you check out all those cool streams. But within that, TikTok has released some features for creators in order for them to live stream itself. In most cases, it's people impersonating somebody. You're starting to see a lot of gaming on TikTok now. Matt, there's this new trend that was reported by Forbes that is called NPC live streams. And it's gaining, apparently, popularity. Matt, I know we talked about before we got on the show. You were familiar with this trend before I even brought it up to you.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, at my old job, we were getting ready to do something, and one of my coworkers was just like goofing around and just like saying like weird ass things, and I was
it Jake?
like, no, it was not Jake.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what are you talking about? And then they were like explaining it to me, and it is. I'll let you explain what it is,
Sure.
but one of the most dumbfounding things on the internet, for sure, hands down, in the history of time.
Mm-hmm. So if anybody is familiar, NPC is typically a trend when it comes to video games. And NPC is usually called a non-playable character. But what that is people are acting like these NPCs from video games and react to viewer gifts with pre-written catchphrases. So the creators respond to cartoon gifts sent by viewers, such as an ice cream cone or a rose, and the catchphrases related to the gift. So one instance for what I saw, which is funny, I had a good conversation with my brother Philip for about an hour and a half the other day. And he all of a sudden said, "Thank you for the roses." I was like, wait, you know that's going on too? Because yeah, he's like, I've watched a few. They're a little weird. But it's just a chance for people to take on a persona as an NPC character. Matt, I do have a statistic for you. You do realize that those stickers or those things that they send do cost money, right?
They do cost money, yes.
And even though they do cost money for the people who send them in, it technically is a way of a dono or a way to acquire money by, quote, performing. You know that. You're aware of that.
Sadly, yes.
Okay. So one popular NPC streamer named Pinky Doll earns significant money through these live streams. Matt, take a guess per day, how much Pinky Doll makes by being an NPC.
Oh, God, per day? This is going to be some stupid, ridiculously high number. I'm going to say...
Before you say that, I might change your mind. Don't think of it in the millions.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
Okay.
I was going to say like 10K.
Okay, you were close. $7,000 a day.
Okay.
Or simply saying, thank you for the roses. Thank you for the ice cream. It's good.
Oh, man. Do you have anything else to say before we kind of dive in? Anything else to explain?
Well, there has been, apparently in this article, it says other content creators, including social media celebrity Trisha Paytas, which I don't believe she is a celebrity in the world. She was more of just a weird, anyway. With this, and I'm sure we could talk about it, the range of reactions with this is between fascination and confusion. So let's go ahead and dive in. You're first.
Yeah, this is one of the dumbest things that's ever happened to the internet, hands down. Where are we at in society where we will just pay someone who we don't know on TikTok to say a catchphrase based on basically an emoji that they send? And they're making thousands of dollars a day on this. I mean, what happened if we want to be entertained easily? What happened to going outside and going for a walk? What happened to just playing some catch with your friends or your dad or your mom or your sister or your brother, uncle? What happened? Call your grandparents if you want some entertainment. I mean, this is, I don't even, like, have you watched one? Because I stumbled upon one on my For You page, and I happened to watch it for about 20 seconds. I've never been more bored. I'd rather watch paint dry than that.
I've guilty as charged. I have watched them. I think I've watched them around the same time, like 20 to 30 seconds. But I think what I'm more fascinated by is how many people are viewing this live video.
Yeah,
like
I don't get
go
it.
Ahead.
I don't understand how it's this popular.
The fact that there are, I think one time I saw there was about 7.3 thousand people watching this NPC. And I get it. Like, they were smart to come up with it, not us. And that's even when I told my brother Phil, I'm like, we were in the wrong job / roles / careers in order for us not to be standing in front and saying, thank you for the ice cream cone. That's great. And this movement, Matt, as far as an NPC character, I mean, we've both played video games, so we know what a typical NPC player consists, a non-playable character player. An NPC consists of, where they are just standing there saying the same catchphrases, same dialogue whenever you come up to them, interact with them via the video game. But I think, again, we're looking at it with the lens of unusual. So looking at the lens of it being unusual, but also the lens of just pure confusion.
And some of them get weird. Like there's like sexual chemistry between like the people watching and the people on screen. And it's like, well, what kind of video is this actually classified as? Because I don't really know.
Mm-hmm. Have you watched any other TikTok lives?
I'm gonna be honest, a lot of TikTok lives that I've been coming across my For You page have been like gaming.
Yeah.
Which I another quick TikTok rant. I like watching them for a few seconds, but then it pops up and it actually wants me to like click and like join the live stream, and then I just scroll back up.
Yeah. Yeah, I typically enter in and then they'll be like, "Oh, you should follow them." And I'm like, "No, I want to watch them for a little bit." Like for some reason Pokemon shows up on mine, like people playing Pokemon like the original games.
Nice. I like when people rip open the Pokemon packs.
Yeah.
Cards. Yeah. Let me tell you, there's nothing more exciting. Not many things more exciting than ripping packs. Baseball cards, Pokemon cards. I did it recently a few times the last couple of months.
Did you?
Thrilling. Yeah.
Baseball cards?
Baseball cards, yeah.
Nice.
I actually ended up getting a autographed card from like this Mets rookie.
Yeah.
I think it was Brett Beatty. I sold it for like $40.
Nice.
Yeah.
Matt's being a flipper.
Yes, sure am.
Card flipper.
Yeah. No, it's thrilling. I mean, when you feel a pack, you're like, "Oh, this feels thick. Like this could be a good one." And you open it up. It's pretty cool. I wonder what went through the person's head that did this first. Like, I'd really like to talk to them about this, not just because to ask them why you like this, but like what made them think it would be popular. Because like, I don't know about you, but I hated having to talk to like NPCs in video games. And like sometimes if I didn't have to, I just didn't talk to them.
Right.
So I'm just surprised and kind of, like you said, confused that this actually like took off like it did.
Mm-hmm. Within this itself, Matt, you are right. There are so this was obviously reported in the article. So you did bring up like the sexual tension between a viewer and the NPC. So they said the TikTok NPC trend draws parallels to video game NPCs and has its roots in online sex work, although it doesn't involve sexual content. Some admire streamers like Pinky Doll for their work ethic and the bankable nature of the trend. Timbaland, a record producer and rapper, is noted for supporting one of Pinky Doll's NPC live streams.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What song did Timbaland sing or like create?
Timbaland.
Is it Apologize? No, that was
The Way That I Are.
To apologize.
No. Oh wow. Timbaland. Most popular song.
That's gonna piss me off. He's got a very popular one.
Apologize. You're right, Matt.
Nice.
There you go. Look at you.
Wow. Pat on my back.
Bonus points for you today, Matt.
Nice.
So there was a question that I want to say was generated by. So the article mentions that NPC live streams draws parallels to video game NPCs and have its roots in online sex work. How can trends like these that have connections to different cultural elements evolve into something entirely new and separate from their origins?
I don't know. I think it's just kind of people take a chance and it catches on, and then more people catch on. And I mean, the youth of America right now will probably make anything go viral, and whether stupid, dangerous, illegal, whatever it is. And there also is kind of like a niche for some people of that they do are attracted to certain video game characters and things of that nature, or cartoon characters kind of thing. And
Right.
maybe someone just kind of took advantage of that and it's just kind of skyrocketed into what it is now. I mean, it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we find is people will take on something like the Grimace milkshake,
Yes.
for instance. Like they're with that, like that is what usually causes a change, you know? Like it's pretty interesting. So I think certainly we will continue to see these trends evolve, but at the same time, I think we just have to be sure that there's just going to be times when we just don't recognize exactly what exactly these trends are being consisted of. So
the big question is, what can we as a podcast do to really start the next trend? Like what is out there that we aren't doing, that no one is doing, that we should?
That's a great question.
And as I'm thinking of something, I'm looking at my desk and I'm seeing a bobblehead.
We just become bobbleheads.
We just become human bobbleheads.
I like it.
For every 100 bits we get, we bobble our head for 10 seconds so we don't stop if the bits keep coming.
Have you ever seen have you ever seen people sleeping, like doing like sleeping live streams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or have you seen, yes, I've seen those. Have you seen the ones that like someone ends the live stream and someone else makes them laugh?
Yes.
They're definitely just not looking at anything. Like there's no way they're actually reading the comments. So if you're actually those people donating that, you're getting scammed. Just so you know.
No, you totally are. That's the crazy point. So, but yeah, I mean, NPCs are a thing, and we hope that as we continue on, that things will be a little bit more understandable in that essence. So,
also, real quick PSA. This will not be my advice. I'll give that on later in the show because I totally have real advice then. If you're someone who maybe like watches these live streams to think that you're going to end up in a relationship or get to meet this person,
please
don't. Also, don't be that person that like comments on like celebrities' Instagram posts and be like, "You are so beautiful, I love you so much." Not gonna work.
Nope.
Just not gonna work. You know, just because there's thousands and thousands of guys or girls or people just commenting, they're really not going to see your one post, look you up, and start a relationship that way. It's just a little creepy. So maybe just kind of try to find a different avenue to go about it.
Amen. I like it.
We wanted to share something that has become essential to those days after a long, exhausting night: Liquid IV's Hydration Multiplier.
It's amazing how huge a difference it makes. Liquid IV helps us feel more energized and refreshed throughout the day. With one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and a 2 times faster hydration formula than plain water.
We both love the flavors. Yuzu pineapple and passion fruit are our top picks. They make staying hydrated a truly enjoyable experience.
What's even better is that Liquid IV is committed to giving back to communities in need worldwide by providing clean and abundant water. They've already donated over 39 servings in 50 plus countries around the world.
And we have a special treat if you want to try Liquid IV. Head over to liquidiv.com and use the code FUNNYBUSINESS at checkout to get a 20% discount on your entire purchase.
So shop better hydration today with promo code FUNNYBUSINESS. All one word, FUNNYBUSINESS at liquidiv.com at checkout.
Remember to stay hydrated and healthy and give Liquid IV a try. It's worth it. Okay, we will slide on to the second half of the show. A segment as old as episode, I don't know, like 20. I don't really remember when we started doing some of the other segments. Let's do some dude that's f***ing crazy. Mike, I will start.
Go for it. I'm
I
ready.
told you before the show I have one that's really, really crazy, and I'm going to save that for second.
Okay.
And I screenshotted the other one. This one's a little gross,
I'm ready.
but we're going to give it a try. So, Mike, animals have weird defense mechanisms, right?
Yeah.
Like porcupines have
Yeah, they shoot their quills.
Quills.
Yes.
Bees can sting.
Yes.
Some snakes have venom. Mike, are you familiar with the horned lizard?
There's a lizard that has a horn?
The horned lizard is able to shoot blood from its own eyes up to a distance of 3 feet away. The rather bizarre and disgusting act is a defensive mechanism to confuse predators. And I'm reading some more. Their blood contains a chemical that is noxious to predators. And then it's only a screenshot, and there's an ad in front of the rest of the paragraph, and I cannot read the rest.
So blood can be shot. How long?
The horned lizard is able to shoot blood from its own eyes up to a distance of 3 feet away.
Dude, that's crazy. Do I wish I could do that? I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, no, I don't think I'd want to shoot blood from my own eyes. I think that'd just make me gross.
Weirded out.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would want to talk to you. Also, yeah, it's very bizarre, but kind of unique. I mean, I've never really heard of an animal being able to, or any living creature being able to shoot blood from its eyes.
Right.
Also, one of those things, though, I don't need to see it. Not going to Google it. Don't want to see it in science class. Don't need to know about it. I don't need to see video proof of it. I'm good without it.
Goodness gracious. Animals are weird sometimes, man.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things that they can do is kind of impressive.
Yeah. I mean, the whole, like I always say, like, somebody's like, oh, tell me something I didn't know. And I'm like, did you know that turtles can breathe through their butt?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
wait, what?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, turtles can breathe through their butt.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's not mine. That's not one of mine, but.
Right. And owls can spin their head like a full 360 degrees.
Yes.
You know what else is crazy? People don't talk about this. Birds can fly a really long time without stopping.
Gliding.
Yes, that's crazy.
It's nuts. Like, I wish I was a bird.
I'm like a bird.
I'm good as a human. I'm good as a human.
My turn. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm gonna give the one that I just found and I realized it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Hacking scenes in movies never require people to use a mouse for some reason.
Yeah, that's wow, dude. That is crazy. Yeah, they always type.
They're always that's me typing.
True.
That's me typing frantically. So
yeah, they always just hit the enter button.
Yeah.
That's a great point. I've actually never once seen a hacking movie or scene with a mouse. Wow, that's crazy.
Thank you.
I don't know what the reason for that is. Just to make it look quicker?
I think it just goes to show the individuals that are hacking, they only need prompts that only need a keyboard requirement. Which I think that's a silly excuse, but the fact that person's sitting there and just going for it and typing, going ham on it, just shows that he's a true hacker. But I'm not sure about that. Maybe not. So
interesting. Okay, my last one. This is actually pretty freaking wild.
I'm scared.
Yeah, get ready to get your socks knocked off for the second time this episode.
Yeah, I was my socks are already knocked off.
Mario.
It's me, Mario.
Oh, yeah. What'd you just say?
I
no, wait. Do we have the same one?
No, we don't.
Oh.
But I know what you're going to say, which I still think is crazy.
Yeah. So what did you just say for the viewers?
So it's me, Mario. But continue.
Yes. So many people think he's saying it's me, Mario. That is incorrect.
Very incorrect.
I am here to tell the good people of the Funny Business Podcast. He is saying Itsumi, which Mario created by Nintendo, based in Japan. Itsumi in Japanese means superb or super.
Yes.
So he is not saying it's a me Mario. He is saying it's a me Mario, which in Japanese means Super Mario. Which now that I think about it, well hold on, go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, you have to say the line.
Dude, that's crazy.
Thank you. Now that I think about it, he also sometimes in the games yells Super Mario. Which now that makes sense that he's saying both things at this. I just do that crazy myself.
Put my brain in a pretzel.
That's wild. My whole childhood is a lie.
Right. That's I when I heard that, I was like, that makes sense.
Did you see that on TikTok too?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. But like still, like we've talked about video games before. Like Mario has been significant in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing that today, that's the crazy part. Like,
so. Do you think Mario's where would you rank that? Let me say this in video game franchises or just franchises in general.
Franchises is, I would say, considered a franchise. Like GTA is a franchise. Yes. Mario is a franchise. Okay.
Where would you rank that personally? Where do you rank Mario in your franchises?
Oh.
For me, it might have to be number one.
I'll second that. Like, say it's number one. Sorry. I'll second that. Yeah. No, I believe it's number one. I mean, I remember when I was playing Super Mario 64, like for the Nintendo 64, how groundbreaking that game was. And not only how groundbreaking that game was, but more importantly, how all the original Super Mario games were, like the 2D scrolling games that you participated in. It was monumental. Like Mario did the things so that GTA, Halo, Call of Duty could fly. Like that's just some of those things. And they always say like Nintendo's the worst. Nintendo has already made a significant impact to society, and have already evolved, and they've done everything perfect. And what's even better is those times when, like Super Mario Odyssey, for instance, like that became like the staple for when the Nintendo Switch came out. Like everyone was begging to get Super Mario Odyssey out because it was so significant to our society.
I think probably the only thing that would maybe come close is Pokemon,
which still it's Nintendo. So
Nintendo, correct? Yes. Hats off to Nintendo in today's episode.
Yeah. So that's wow. It's me, but it's how is it actually spelled? Do you have it?
Yes, it is spelled Itzumi.
Gotcha.
The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know. All right. Matthew.
Yes.
This next one's about us.
Oh, nice.
It is.
Nice.
I have to give a shout out to Jenna on this because she pointed this out to me.
Okay.
So, this is episode 173.
Sure.
We hit a monumental episode a couple episodes ago.
3 years?
No. Episode 170.
Okay.
So with those 170 episodes, someone can now listen to the Funny Business Podcast nonstop for a full week and some couple extra hours.
How?
So with our 170 episodes, they average about an hour each, correct?
Yes. So is there 170 hours in a week?
So with 170 episodes, it's about 170 hours. 7 days is 168 hours.
Nice. Dude, that's crazy. That's wild.
So anybody who's new to listening to the podcast, you now can listen to us nonstop for a full week.
Please do, by the way. You know what else is crazy? I was thinking about this. Now, obviously, we have to get there, but it's going to happen. So we started April of 2020.
Yes.
We're rapidly approaching 2024.
Yes.
We will have been doing this podcast for as many years as we did college together.
Oh,
yeah. It's 4 years.
Get a college degree for the Funny Business Podcast.
Yes. Yeah. We actually should start. No, never mind.
Funny Business Academy.
Funny Business U. FBU.
FBU. Oh, man. Yeah. Go us.
Yeah, good for us.
Yeah.
Pat ourselves on the back.
Bonus points for us.
Yes. And we will move on to the final segment for today's episode. It is time for a little buy or sell. And Mike, I will allow you to go first.
Okay. I'm going to buy deli meat.
Nice.
I mean, I buy deli meat anyway to begin with every week, but specifically, that sample slice you get when they ask you how thin you want to cut it. Nothing beats more than a slice of that deli meat when you're waiting for your half a pound, quarter pound, 3/4 pound, or full pounder of turkey, oven roasted turkey breast. And what's even better is they know you want that slice. Like it's kind of like getting free samples at like Sam's Club, you know, or like free samples at Costco.
Yep.
Like there's nothing wrong with a free slice of deli meat, and it's fantastic because you're like you're buying the food and like probably going around either like after like the early morning or like before lunch, and you're just sitting there being like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. And then that one slice of deli meat gets you through the entire grocery shopping trip.
Correct, because you cannot go grocery shopping when you're hungry.
Correct.
That is a bad idea. You will spend way too much money. When I used to live at home, if my parents were going to Costco, I used to just go just to like get free samples.
Yeah.
Like if I had nothing else better to do, they're like, hey, we're going to Costco. I'd be like, can I come? They'd be like, why? I was like, free samples. They're like, sure, go for it. Hand up, when we buy our deli meat at the store we go to, they have like a pre-packaged section. We've just been getting them there.
There you go. Love it.
What's your favorite deli meat?
The brand that I go to at the grocery store, the oven roasted turkey breast.
Turkey, yeah. I'm a big turkey lunch meat guy. I just don't love ham in general, but ham lunch meat is okay. Now let me ask you this. What's your go-to deli cheese?
American.
Okay.
I know, I'm pretty simple.
There's a brand of white American that's really growing on me, but I love good provolone.
There's this pepper, is it spicy pepper jack? There's like not a spicy cheese, but there's like a zesty cheese that has some zest to it. But
let's do a funny business power rankings of cheese.
Cheese, we did that already, man.
Did we?
We
Shit.
did.
Okay. As I was saying it, I thought we did.
Yeah. I'm also buying kitchen appliances. Literally buying kitchen appliances. We broke my cold brew carafe by accident. Long story short, it broke. Literally a long story short. So we invested in a hot or cold coffee or tea maker. Not saying the brand, because if you want to sponsor us, you can reach out. Holy crap. This thing has changed my morning. It's been fab. And in addition to that, before I hop into it, I'm also buying guests. Matt was over to check out the new place last week. So
we
and
did
I was
hang
like,
out.
You need to check this coffee and tea maker.
Well, it was more just to visit the place. We did have a nice business meeting.
We did?
Yep. With the HR department.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I'm also selling breaking glass.
Oh.
I think I was drunk when I wrote this down, but that besides the point.
I'm intrigued.
there's never a good time for glass breaking. Like, it just really isn't.
Yeah, that is correct.
It scares everyone. Like, yes, hearing my cold brew carafe break, like, that was scary. But like, anytime you're at a restaurant, the place just goes silent if a glass breaks. It's just never a good time to break a glass. I don't know where the hell that came from.
I don't know either. That was great. Yeah, no, you can't be the person that breaks it in a large group, or else literally everyone is going to be looking at you.
Yeah. And then lastly, I'm also selling lack of management. Matt, you may have saw in the news last week, there was a huge mob. Well, I shouldn't say huge mob, a huge crowd in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
You heard about the story?
So I don't know. I don't remember who it was, but it was like a giveaway thing, right?
So Kai Cenat, who is a Twitch streamer, has a large following. So this was reported by NPR. So known for his large following on platforms like Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, organized a meetup in New York City, which quickly turned into a riot. So basically, he was giving away PS5s. And you met at Union. Was it Union Square? I think it was. Anyway, so thousands of attendees caused chaos, vandalizing businesses, harassing people, carrying weapons. Cenat was charged with inciting a riot and facing legal consequences. Experts highlight, and this is my point, content creators' strong influence on their fans, forming parasocial relationships that can lead to events like this. He made the wrong choice in having a public meetup. Mm-hmm. For a giveaway of this nature, of it being a PS5. If he wanted to do a public meetup where he was just taking selfies, totally fine. But when you add a monetary or a game of chance, that is just going to ensue riots. That's going to ensue that. So selling Kai Cenat to have not a damn thing to know about what he could do to safely execute this plan, that's on him. And I will say, I think he's 21 years old. I'm gonna check his age really quick as I say that, but he is. Oh God, I have to go through famousbirthdays.com. Are you kidding me? So he's 21 years old. So yes, I'm sure he's at a point in his life still where he really isn't sure on what exactly he can do or what he is capable of. But I think the one thing that society is going to blame is, oh, well, this person streams video games. We're going to blame video games on this. That's not the case. We need to blame on the act of educating these into making the right choices for things like this. I totally for a giveaway with your fans. We're always, Matt and I have always wanted to do a giveaway. We're just not at that point yet. 173 episodes in. We just don't have the time or just the resources or whatever. I'm kidding. But like, we would do it appropriately in the sense where everyone is safe and everyone has the same fair game of chance. This scenario did not have that, which is the reasons why I incited the violence and the crowds and just the vandalizing and all that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, if he would have done like a selfie meetup or like a meet and greet, and then everyone gets like a raffle ticket for a chance to win something, cool. Especially a prize like a PS5. I actually didn't know that was a prize till you said that.
Yeah, I think it was a PS5.
Egregious prize to just randomly give away in New York City. You're asking for trouble there. Asking for trouble big time. Yeah, you can't play video games because, credit to us, we have never started a riot in the history of the Funny Business Podcast. That is a fact.
That's true.
That is a damn fact. And there's plenty of better ways to do giveaways with Twitch. You could literally do it while you're streaming. You don't even have to have a meetup for it. Like, right. It's not hard.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's my buy and sell for today.
Okay. I have a lot more sell than I do buy.
Okay.
But I'm going to start with my buy. I'm buying MusikFest. One of the greatest times of the year. For those that don't know, it is a festival in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, every year around this time of the year. And if you're asking what MusikFest is there music? That's pretty much what it is. It is people, local musicians, as well as national musicians, come to Bethlehem. It is a 10-day festival, and there's just music all day long. There's a bunch of different food tents and food trucks. The biggest attraction for MusikFest, other than the headliners that they have perform, are the mugs. So you buy giant mugs. And if you're asking what the mug is filled with, it is filled with beer. It is filled with alcoholic drinks. Most of the mug refills for beer are like $6 to $9. You could even get like a mixed drink mug refill for it's like close to $20, but it's a lot of alcohol for a mixed drink and $20. I've already been a few times this week. I'm gonna go a few times this weekend. It's just a great time. You can walk around the city of Bethlehem with drinks in your hand, with good food. And it's also a good chance for local musicians to kind of spread their word, get the name out. And some national headliners too, Dan and Shay, who are at MusikFest last weekend. Not Nelly. Nelly's coming to the Great Allentown Fair. Who else is coming? The Goo Goo Dolls, I believe, performed tonight.
Was Walk the Moon?
Walk the Moon was there.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Because we found a playlist. We found a playlist on Spotify, and I heard that song playing. I'm like, Walk the Moon was there, and they were.
I think that's the first night. Walker Hayes, Gabriel Iglesias, who's a comedian, I think is actually performing.
Oh, Fluffy.
Yes, Fluffy.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought of like Gabriel Iglesias, like, baby, I like it.
Oh, no.
That's like,
no.
Enrique Iglesias.
Yes. Sure. My bad. But it's such a great time.
I have yet to experience it, but I will just say that there may be an opportunity for me to experiencing it. To experience it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Along with MusikFest, I'm selling concert pits.
Selling concert pits.
Yes.
Okay.
April and I went to MusikFest the other night. We went to see one of the local bands, but they're becoming a little more bigger. Like they performed at Ocean City, Maryland. They perform like at different beaches and things like that. Very, very good band. So we got there pretty early just to get a decent spot. We ended up somehow in the middle, and we lasted about 10 minutes into the performance. Couldn't move, just people jumping up and down, throwing elbows, sweaty ass people you're touching, and I was miserable from the start. And then she turned around because I was literally right behind her. We couldn't move, like you couldn't even dance. And she just turned around and she's like, "We need to get out of here." And I was like, I could not agree more. I would never pay money to sit, like the amount of money that people pay for like major concerts to stand in a pit. You could not pay me to stand there. It's not enjoyable. And you just don't get to, it's if you're like young and you're wild and crazy, that's great. It's just not fun for me. And I think it's just a special type of niche for someone who wants to do something like that.
But yeah. I mean, the pit, for some reason, people love like being that close to each other. I never been a fan of it, to be honest. But
no, I think it's different if you have like a big group of friends. But if it's just all strangers and you know like one or two people, it could get a little boring. Also, just a lot of loud that you were just inhaling. Yeah, which is also not great. I am selling NCAA conference realignment.
Okay.
Have you seen any of the news with the Pac-12 conference?
I could have sworn I saw memes, but enlighten me.
So the Pac-12, which is one of the most historic NCAA conferences in history, 100 years, it's literally called the Conference of Champions,
right?
Because of how many championships these teams have won, is basically no more,
right?
So last year, USC and UCLA, probably the two biggest members, switching to the Big Ten next year for all athletic conferences. Then the past 2 weeks, it's just been a downfall or a spiral. Colorado, which just joined the Pac-12 like 15 years ago, going back to the Big 12. Then it was announced that Oregon and Washington are also going to be moving to the Big 10. And then to compound that, you have Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah going to the Big 12. So right now, as it states as this recording, the Pac-12 consists of Stanford, University of California,
Okay.
Oregon State, and Washington State.
Sure.
4 teams. All of this is happening just because of football. And money is really what it's coming down to.
Oh, yeah. It all comes down to money.
It all comes down to money. It's really all just football and a little bit of basketball, which sucks because is it going to be great having like USC play Michigan and Oregon playing Ohio State and Penn State playing USC? Yeah, that's gonna be great. I'm gonna love watching those games.
Right.
What's not great is the women's volleyball team at the University of Washington having to travel all the way across the country to play Rutgers when they have no business really playing each other every single year. Like the travel is going to be ridiculous now for every other sport, when in reality, a lot of these sports at these universities, they might not be able to pay for that much travel, but you know who will? The football and basketball teams.
Yeah.
So yes, that's great that we're going to have great football basketball matchups. The rest of college sports, it's going to suck because again, it's going to come to a point where if they can't cover the cost, the sport's going to get cut.
I think it's unfortunate because some college and universities only think football is their only sport in their athletics. And what's funny is some of their other sports are the most successful sports out of their entire college or university. And then there's just a football where it's just like, yeah, but we are football. And that's about it.
Mm-hmm. It's also just weird, like having colleges from like Pennsylvania be in the same conference as a college from California.
Right.
And now I think I saw Stanford and Cal are talking with the ACC, which if you don't know, it's called the Atlantic Coast Conference, and it's going to have Stanford and California. Makes sense.
Gotcha.
And finally, I'm not excited to talk about this next one.
Oh no.
I'm selling myself.
Why?
Mike, I may have kind of been a hypocrite this past weekend.
Uh-oh.
Damn. There was a fight last weekend.
A
pay-per-view fight.
Oh,
last
okay.
Weekend. Of a guy who's one of 2 brothers that I believe I said we'll never say their names in the podcast.
Yep.
And you did, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to make you bleep it. But the Nate Diaz fight, I did not buy the fight.
Okay.
However, I was able to watch it a different way. Because I thought to myself, hey, maybe insert fake ass YouTube loser fake boxer here will lose to Nate Diaz because Nate Diaz is actually a good fighter. Well, I was wrong. I thought maybe the fight would be different than his other fights. I was wrong. Once again, this guy goes up in a boxing match against a guy that is not a true boxer and is past his prime. And Nate Diaz just didn't really know how to box. He had a lot of fun, which was good for him. And then Nate Diaz lost, and the other boxer apparently now says his goal is to be a world champion by 2026. He has not. Actually, that's not true. The one boxer he did fight, Tommy Fury, he lost. So, but I do apologize for all the good listeners, coworkers of the Funny Business Podcast, as I just threw my morals down the toilet and watched the fight.
That's okay, Matt.
I'm still upset with myself.
You were more supporting Nate Diaz.
Yes, I was really hopeful he was going to knock him out. Just it was a bad fight.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Moment of weakness.
Yeah, we're imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
That's a fact. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right. That's okay. Nothing to worry about. Thank you for being so vulnerable, Matt.
You know what? You're welcome. I hope all of you learned a little something from those 2 minutes of me. Yeah.
Okay. All good.
Mhm.
Well, thanks, Matt. Thanks for being so vulnerable to end our podcast. I'm sure everybody was appreciating that and liking that. But if you want to like more, you can visit our solo.to/funnybusiness. There you'll find a lot of our good stuff, a lot of our good stuff to follow, a lot of our good stuff to like, a lot of our good stuff to retweet or repost, as it's now apparently. Solo.to/funnybusiness. Mr. Matthew,
Yesh.
what is your advice for the good people of the funny business world?
This is very specific advice, and this advice does not even relate to the two of us.
Okay.
Give your dog a bath. I think a lot of times people forget to give their dogs bath, and it is I guess we're now getting towards the end of summer, which really freaking stinks. But your dog also probably stinks too. So give him a bath, make him feel nice and clean. Just don't neglect your animals.
There you go, man. And especially dogs will probably enjoy the bath. Cats, on the other hand, not 100% sure on that.
Correct.
So, but still somehow find a way to wash your cat.
Or clean your hermit crab tank.
Yes.
Clean your fish tank. Feed the birds outside if you have a bird feeder.
Free the boobies.
Yes. All that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, that concludes another episode. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.